Good evening and welcome inside Odell Arena here on the campus of Taylor University for tonight's Crossroads League men's basketball matchup between the number 24 St. Francis Cougars and the Taylor Trojans. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show, and my name is Rick Johnston. Taylor snapped a three-game losing skid on Saturday, coming back from an early second-half deficit against Huntington to defeat the Foresters 80-70. The Trojans shot 54% in the second half, going 5 of 7 from three. Huntington used a 12-2 spurt to start that second half off to lead by 5, but then Taylor countered with a 13-1 run of their own, sparked by Keegan Owen threes and a CJ Pena three to put Taylor on top 50-49, a lead that they would not relinquish. Huntington got back to within 4 before Owen hit a three to turn the Foresters away for good, and the Trojans would win by 10. Taylor was led by CJ Pena, who had a game-high 24 points, 18 of those coming in the second half. And during a key stretch when Jason Hubbard picked up his fourth foul, about 4 minutes into that second half, Jason sat for about the next 10 minutes or so of game action of that second half before coming back and getting 16 points, 8 rebounds, and also scoring his 1,000th career point, becoming the 44th Trojan to achieve that mark, and the 7th one under the direction of Taylor head coach Josh Andrews. Other double-figure scorers, Caden Furman had 10 points, James McLeod added 10 as well to go along with Hubbard's 16, and Keegan Owen had the 8 points off the Taylor bench, not missing a shot, going 3 for 3. For St. Francis, they also snapped a three-game losing skid on Saturday. They defeated the Maple Leafs 100-85 of Goshen, but that score a lot of not as wide and spread as you would think, because Goshen scored the first 17 points of the game. Head coach Chad Lacrosse for St. Francis took all 5 of his starters out during that stretch, took one out early on when St. Francis got down 13-zip. Then he pulled the rest of the 5 that were on the floor, including the 4 starters and the 1 reserve member, put a whole bench crew in there, and the bench propelled St. Francis as they scored 51 points in the final 14 and change of that first half. They missed 2 threes and had 4 turnovers. Did the Cougars on Saturday on their first 6 possessions. And they scored 51 points in those final 14 and change. 12 points for James Anderson off the bench, 14 for Jalen Mull, 18 for Dan McKeeman, including 12 in the first half, 13 for Antoine Cushingberry, and 9 for Jeffrey Reynolds in a starting role for St. Francis Saturday. The Cougars are 16-5 overall, 3-5 in the Crossroads League. The Trojans are 9-8. They are 3-6 in the league. St. Francis just a half game ahead of Taylor for 7th place in the league standings. So a big one tonight, first of 3 games for Taylor this week. They're back here home against Goshen Wednesday, and then they go to Marion on Saturday. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. That's next here on the Marion General Hospital pregame show.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Back on the Marion General Hospital pregame show, catching up with Taylor men's basketball head coach Josh Andrews before they take on number 24 St. Francis tonight. They split the season series with Huntington last week, falling on Wednesday on the road before coming home on Saturday and winning 80-70. Slow start for your guys, but that second half was one of the best second halves you guys have played all season. What was it like to see your guys after getting down by 5 there early on after an early Huntington run, and Keegan Owen hit a 3, CJ Pena hit a 3, and then you guys took the lead back, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it was exciting for the guys, fun to see the resilience. You know, we didn't like the start, as you mentioned, and Huntington was they're ready to go. Came out, fought us, knocked down shots, and I was impressed and proud of our guys. They responded, and we found the edge we needed to play with and began to execute and make some shots, and a confidence built throughout that time. So even more impressive with the second half and how we stayed the course. So super proud of the guys.
CJ had 18 of his game-high 24 in the second half. He was 8 of 15 from the floor. He was just dominant at times, and even more so with Jason Hubbard picking up his 4th personal foul early on in that second half. How impressive was CJ's performance Saturday, particularly after halftime?
Yeah, huge for him, huge for our team. And when he's making that pick and pop 3, he becomes close to unguardable. When you have to really close him tight because he's dynamic and it's great footwork and has such a fantastic touch at the rim. So when you've got to close him at 23, 24 feet, he's a real concern at that point. So when he's playing with confidence like that, you'll see our offense probably be in full swing there. But with Jason being out down a large stretch of that second half, we had a lot of great contributions off the bench. Keegan Owen and Gavin Yoon came back in, gave us some big plays. Cade Furman made some big plays. So, exciting for those guys to show off their skill and toughness, and big win for the Trojans.
You mentioned Keegan Owen. He was 8 points, 3 of 3 from the floor, 2 of 2 from 3. Both of his threes came in the second half. They came at key moments. I mentioned the first one drew you back to within 2 when Huntington had gone up by 5. His last one put you guys up by 7 after Huntington cut it to 4. And oh, by the way, his other field goal, he stole the ball in the inbounds pass and then raced 3/4 of the floor and laid it in. Yeah. That's a pretty impressive 3 baskets. Yeah, with the left hand. Yeah. It's a pretty impressive 3 baskets, right?
Yeah, he's a poster child for just staying the course. Been a really cool story for him. He's super skilled in coaching, training. He's got such a savvy mind for the game, but he's stayed with it. He's had a really good couple 3 weeks, just how he's working at it and feeding positive team energy and for himself. And I'm very glad to see him get some reward for the time spent. I think he can help us in games like that down the stretch here.
Jason Hubbard, not to pass over his accomplishment on Saturday, became the 44th player in Taylor history to score 1,000 career points. He came out quick, got to 999 quickly there in the second half, then had to sit for over 10 minutes before getting a real pretty circus and one, splitting 2 guys and laying it home. Yep. We've talked about him a lot, and rightfully so. 20 points, your leading scorer, your leading rebounder, 8 per ball game. He's the 7th guy under your tutelage here, Taylor, to get to 1,000 career points. What's it like to see number 7 add that to the list? Yeah,
he's stayed the course. You know, he's had some ups and downs in his career and some hard times, challenging times. He's such a talented young man and has stayed with it. And we've asked him to adapt his game to fit how we're playing or to how we think gives us the best chance to win. And he's been very teachable and has embraced what we need. He's been tough. He's been a leader for us, and that's I'm so proud of that. His energy, his lock-in, his ability to affect both ends of the floor absolutely is connected to the success this team can have now and in the future. And it's always a blessing to see a guy get some fruit for his labor like that. You know, that's an awesome accolade. And of course, he's got a lot of time. The Lord willing, him ahead of him here as a Trojan and to impact the game and hopefully take our program to the next level. So very, very happy for Jason.
It was a big win for your team. You now draw to within a game and a half of Huntington and Mount Vernon Nazarene with the victory on Saturday. You're still in 8th place, but with a couple of wins in a row, you guys can leapfrog right up the Crossroads League standings. And another big one tonight with the team that's a half game ahead of you in St. Francis, 24th in the country, 16-5 overall, just 3-5 in the Crossroads League. They got down 17-0 to Goshen on Saturday, and then just happened to score 51 points in the last 14.5 minutes to win going away. They put an even 100 on the board. I think it all starts with Jalen Mole and Antoine Cushingberry in the backcourt, right? Yeah,
those guys are poised, mature. They're vets. They've been in a lot of games. They've impacted the game for St. Francis for years now. Super quick, tough. They're on both ends of the floor. They can really disrupt you. They make great plays. They're free guys up, and create action. So got our hands full there. They're such a physical team. Cushingberry, Ija, the way they can play downhill at the rim and draw fouls and get you in foul trouble, get to the line. So team defense and building that wall, keeping them out of the paint. They shoot a ton of threes, shoot it at a good clip. So we have our hands full. You do every night in this league, but big opportunity for our guys, and we need to match, probably the 36 minutes that we played of that game Saturday. We need all 40 tonight, and look forward to the matchup.
Last thing, you and I have been here now 8 years here at Taylor. St. Francis has been one of the blue bloods of the Crossroads League since you and I got here 8 years ago. I think it's interesting now you look at St. Francis, how they are so heavy relying on the three now, where in the past you had guys like Linnup and Comer and Sovine and Austin Fox. They were so front court and wing heavy. Is it different now to get ready for a St. Francis team? And they've had some great shooters. Evan Henry comes to mind, don't get me wrong, but they are so reliant on that three-point shot now. Is that different to get used to for a St. Francis team?
Some, and I don't want to take away, they can bully ball you too, and you'll see some of that if we allow them tonight. We want to fight that. So Reynolds, Ija, Anderson off the bench, they can still play physical at the rim. Maybe just not the exact same flow like you're saying, so you're right there. The amount of threes and the way they can go get on the glass, the way they can space you and drive it. It's a different team. They're smaller at the guard spot, but quicker and dynamic. So I think Coach Lacrosse does a fantastic job, and the way they space the floor, utilize their talent. They're a tough matchup that way, but always tough regardless. But our guys are up for the challenge. I think it will be a great game tonight.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck against St. Francis.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you, Rick.
And now, for tonight's starting lineups. First, for our visitors from St. Francis. Starting at guard, 6-foot junior, number 2, Jalen Moore. Also at guard, 6-foot sophomore, number 5, Dan McKeeman. Also at guard, 5'8" junior, number 12, Antoine Cushington. At forward, 6'6" sophomore, number 25, David Edgett. And at forward, 6'7" junior, number 32, Jeff Williams. And now, fans, get on your feet for the starting lineup of your Taylor Trojans. At forward, 6'6" junior from Amherstburg, Ohio, number 0, Jason Hubbard. At guard, 6'7" sophomore from Albany, Oregon, number 2, Zach Baher. At guard, 6'1" senior, number 23, Vincent Miranda. At 6'5" senior, Brock Lawrence, Indiana, number 31, James McLeod. And at 6'7" junior, from Pickerington, Ohio, number 35, CJ Pena. Your Trojans are coached by Josh Andrews and assisted by Aaron Morrison.
So the Trojans have their normal starting 5 on the floor to start that we've seen throughout the majority of games this year. Hubbard, Baher, Miranda, McLeod, and Pena. Hubbard, the top scorer and rebounder for Taylor. Pena, second in both of those categories. And St. Francis has their normal starting 5. Jalen Mull, third leading scorer, tops in assists, tops in steals. Their top scorer is Antoine Cushingberry. Dan McKeeman is a knockdown three-point shooter. David Ija can get up and down the floor, top rebounder, and Jeff Reynolds, a do-it-all man down low. Ball tapped to the backcourt on the opening tip, still loose near side. Ija will scoop it up, and St. Francis has the opening possession. They go from right to left. Cushingberry near side to Mull as St. Francis attacks in their blue uniforms. Cushingberry right down the lane. That was way too easy as the dynamic Antoine Cushingberry goes soaring down the lane, almost untouched, and leaves it into nothing. Miranda almost loses. Cushingberry dives on the floor. Pena goes back. It goes into the backcourt. They'll say tapped and pushed away, so no over and back violation against the Trojans. As Chad Lacrosse upset across from us in the ear of our official. McLeod backs down, turns around. His right-hand hook will dance off the rim, and it's a 2-0 lead for USF as they go from right to left with white letters and gray numbers on those blue uniforms. Ija near side defended by McLeod. A right-hand dribble sends him still on the near side of the arc as he directs traffic, now dribbling with his left. Left block Reynolds, right hand back down on Pena. Miranda came to help. Reynolds goes, righty hook. Nicely done by Reynolds. That's a quick 4-0 start here for St. Francis. They're tops in the league, or second in the league in steals at 8. They almost had one on the opening possession against Taylor. And the Trojans will try to get going here. No Hunter Hollowell, it looks like, for USF tonight. Pena fakes a 3, drives on Ija, near side to Zach Baher, the lefty, for a 3. It glances off the front side of the rim, poked away by Pena, and Taylor will reset. Shot clock is 9 as that ball did not hit the rim. Taylor down 4-zip. 6 to go and 5 to shoot. Now 4 and 3. Baher picks it up with 2. Into the left block, poked away to McLeod, and that will be a shot clock violation. 2 poor opening possessions here for the Trojans, and they'll quickly go to the bench as Caden Furman comes in and Zach Baher will exit. Furman on Saturday had 10 points and 7 rebounds. The 7 boards, a new career high for the freshman. It's 4-0 USF. They've hit both of their shots. Mull quickly attacks, rises over Miranda, banks it in, and now it's 6-zip in favor of St. Francis. Not even 2 minutes in, and the Trojans forced to take a timeout. The exact opposite of what we saw from St. Francis on Saturday, where they got down 17-0. They're up 6-0 here, and the Trojans take a 30-second timeout.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
So out of the Taylor 30-second timeout, full court pressman on by USF. No changes to either 5. Pena runs on the baseline, gets it into Miranda as Mull watches it every step. And then Miranda gives it back to Pena, who jogs to the front court. Taylor from left to right in white, purple numbers, purple letters, and the gold trim. Mid-post left to Hubbard, who scored 1,000 career points on Saturday. Free throw line, McLeod rises over one of the newcomers for USF. Nice offensive rebound. Pena trying to go up and back against Ija, and he scoops it home with the left hand. Nice cleanup there. It's Dan McKeenan who remains out there for USF, So it's still the starting 5 for St. Francis. They lead 6-2. Ija at 6'6", 210, can put the ball on the deck with relative ease. Reynolds wanted to hand back to Cushingberry. Instead, picks it up and kicks it near side to Ija. One dribble, flipping it back to Cushingberry with 10 to shoot. Pena switches on a screen, back to the near side. Ija gathers it in with 6 to shoot. Right-hand drive, thought about a step back 3, trying to shake away from McLeod with 3, with 2. Reynolds leaves up a desperation 3 and hits off the back of the glass and nothing else. That's the last person St. Francis wants shooting the threes. Reynolds now 0 of 2 from 3 on the year and just 2 of 10 in his career for the junior out of Greenwood, Indiana. 17:23 remaining here in the opening half. USF jumped out to a 6-0 lead thanks to stingy defense and some nice, easy layups. Pena reversed the ball high left side. Hubbard, high pass, knocks it down, and he lost his dribble. Reynolds giving him space. It'll be a defensive or offensive foul here. Defensive foul against the smaller Dan McKeeman, the transfer from Cedarville, as he's trying to body down low with the much bigger and taller James McLeod. McKeeman at 6 foot, 185, a knockdown three-point shooter. McLeod 6'5", 190, has got 5 inches on McKeeman. Baseline left, this is Pena whipping it near side to the open. Miranda for a 3 ball that's off the near side of the rim short. Mull tapped it, Hubbard trying to slice his way through, and he gets there. He'll attack from the baseline up, he'll slice his way through 2 defenders, and then a late call comes in near side. Will send Hubbard to the line for 2 free throws. The St. Francis bench unhappy with the extremely late call along the near side of the floor. The guilty party is Jalen Mull, that's his first foul. And Hubbard going to the line, he's the Trojans' top scorer at 20 per ball game. Shooting 80% from the line, which is 8th best in the Crossroads League. First one for Jason is a swish. He's got one more to come, and that draws Taylor to within 3. Taylor just 1 of 5 from the floor to start. St. Francis 3 of 4. Their only miss for the Cougars was a desperation 3 heave with the shot clock dwindling last possession. A couple St. Francis players almost fell into the paint. Did not deter Hubbard as he knocks down both freebies. And Taylor on a 4-0 spurt. They trail by 2. 16:50 left to go here in the first half as USF goes from right to left. Crafty move, Cushingberry goes in. Shot was altered off the glass by Hubbard, who now takes a look at that right hand after he went for the block. Hubbard trying to go end-to-end, bodies with Reynolds in the game, tied at 6. The last 4 scored by Hubbard. Nice move by Hubbard in the game level at 6. McKeeman open for a 3. That stances off the rim. Dangerous look for the dead-eye shooter. It skipped off the rim, and it's rebounded by Taylor's Vincent Miranda. So the both 2 teams go on identical 6-0 runs in our game, back to where we started even at 6. Pena tried to rip. He deflected it off the shoe of David Ija, and it remains here with the Trojans. Taylor 2 of 6 from the field. St. Francis now 3 of 6. Or 3 of 5, 6-6 ball game. Just about 4 minutes gone here in the first half. Taylor goes from left to right and white. Baseline left, this is Pena, who's got an early 2. Kick out to Hubbard, thought about a 3, gives it off around the arc, it's spun near side to Miranda. High pass to Pena, hands it back, and Ija jumped on the back of Pena, trying to go for the pass. Too aggressive there for the big fella. That's his first and the third one against USF. Interesting to see St. Francis rack up 3 fouls in almost 4 minutes. They're the second fewest fouling team in the Crossroads League at almost 16 per game. Taylor, meanwhile, the second most foul-prone team at almost 18. Furman tried to take the smaller Cushingberry to the rack. Good defense by the 5'8 Cushingberry. Now Miranda operates high left side with Cushingberry defending. Pena turns and rises for a 3, and it's a 9-0 Taylor run as CJ turns and bangs home a 3 from the perimeter left in front of that USF bench over Ija. So after a dismal start, the Trojans answer with 9 in a row and have their first lead tonight. Ija near side, McLeod guards him. Ija, right hand, cut off at the league logo. Good defense by McLeod. Kick out Cushingberry off the back of the rim from 3, no good. Mull taps it to himself, goes right back to the rim, and finger rolls it home with a right hand. Second field goal for Mull, and that draws USF to a 1-point difference. Beautiful look there from Cushingberry, who's no slouch from the three-point department. But USF starts 0 of 3 from downtown. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. Furman near side wants to give it to McLeod. Mismatch McKeeman, triple team, trying to kick it up top Miranda. Around the arc, open Hubbard 3-ball. Yes! From the high left side. A rare made 3 for Hubbard, just his 8th one of the year. Puts Taylor up by a game-high 4, and he's got a game-high 7. 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Ija open for 3, trying to answer, and he does from the near side on his 21st 3 of the year. Just 28% from 3, so 2 of the more least likely candidates to hit a 3 have knocked them down on the last 2 possessions for each team. Hubbard between the circles to Miranda. He's the Trojans' best three-point shooter. That one spins off the near side rim. Vincent 0 of 2 from distance on 2 good looks. Mull goes quickly flying up the floor. McKeeman fumbles the ball away, diving on it. Nicely done to Furman. Poking it forward as Hubbard trying to save it back. And as he did, it was Ija who's there as he was able to get the ball away from Miranda. Cushingberry lobs. There's Reynolds for a dunk that he missed. And Furman will let the ball go out of bounds as he slips in front of his own bench. Reynolds misses the alley-oop slam, and that brings us to a media timeout with Taylor with the ball out of the break. 14-13 remaining in the first half. It's the Trojans 12 and number 24 St. Francis 11 here on the Trojans Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Two guard subs in for the Trojans, replace Miranda and Hubbard. They'll be Keegan Owen, who had 8 big points for Taylor on Saturday, and Gavin Yoon, who had 4. And the Trojans win over Huntington. No changes to the Huntington 5. Their 5 starters remain. Furman goes down the left side of the lane. McKeeman cuts him off. One-hand whip to Yoon into the near side of the floor, and McLeod. Taylor with the ball, leading by 1. 6 minutes gone here in the first half. Pena tried to fade away and hit it home for a 3, but it bounced up and off the basket support. And that will remain here, or so we'll go back to St. Francis. 13:50 to go first half. St. Francis scored the first 6. Taylor scored the next 9. They scored the next 6, I should say, and they leave 12-11. Cushingberry defended by the freshman Yoon. Nice fake and drive. Cushingberry goes in. He got fouled by Yoon and gets the and one upcoming here. An aggressive drive by Cushingberry, and getting him around the chest was Yoon, and an and one coming for Cushingberry. First one against Taylor here in the half. Cushingberry, a great free throw shooter, but misses that one. Comes in at 82%, one of the top men in that category. But he misses it here, and the game remains in favor of St. Francis by 1, 13-12. Yoon left the ball behind. Mull, one of the top stealers in the league, takes it, goes up. He'll be hit in the air by Keegan Owen, and Mull will have some words for Owen as he goes to retrieve the ball near the wall to our left. It'll be Mull going to the line for 2. Owen made sure to go for the ball on the arms, not go for Mull's head, because if he did, that would have been a flagrant foul, as Mull has a conversation with one of our officials after trading some words with Owen. 2 free throws for Mull, 71% on the year. He's USF's third leading scorer at almost 13 per game. First one bangs in off the back of the rim. He's got an early 5. Lance Dollison and the big fella James Anderson come in for USF, replacing Reynolds and Ija. Jeff Clayton will make his first appearance tonight for Taylor, replacing C.J. Pena. McLeod out, and Hubbard back in for TU. Anderson, 6'8", 290, the redshirt sophomore out of Troy, Ohio. And Dollison, 6'5", 215, a 41% three-point shooter, 10th best in the league. Mull knocks down both. He's got a team-high 6. And USF on a 4-0 burst. They lead by 3, 15-12. USF 6 of 11 from the floor. Taylor just 4 of 10. As Hubbard tries to shake away from Mull in the front court. Yoon, left side high in front of that USF bench across from us. Low bounce pass to Furman, turns and faces the basket. 3 over McKeeman, good from the right side high. Good triple for Caden Furman over the smaller McKeeman, and the game level at 15 as USF quickly accelerates up the front court. They're the 4th best scoring team in the league, but they play super fast up and down the floor. Anderson will set a right side screen. Clayton will switch to defend Mull. Jabs at it and makes him deal it off to Cushingberry. 10 to shoot. Cushingberry trying to take Yoon to the rack. Rises a floater, hit the front rim, rolls off, and Clayton will snap the rebound down for TU. Trojans from left to right with Yoon running the show. Game tied at 15. Cushingberry went for the steal, missed, and then Yoon gets it back far corner. Furman had his hand in the air, was open for 3 as McKeeman left him open, but Taylor couldn't get the ball to him. Left elbow extended Clayton, 1 dribble handoff Furman, fakes a 3 and puts it on the deck, rises from the mid-range, front rim bouncing off near side. Good job Clayton to get his way in, trying to go up and over Dollison, and Clayton does just that. A lunch pail type hoop for Jeff Clayton, and the Trojans lead by 2. McKeeman drives, puts it on the deck, left block to Anderson, poked away by the knifing hands of Hubbard as Clayton glares at him and tries to get him going. A workman-like hoop for Clayton down low. And Brayton Bailey will make his first appearance, 6'2" freshman out of Bedford, Indiana. He'll take the place of the dead-eye shooter McKeeman. Mull just took a step with no call on the near baseline. Anderson gets it in, triple team, trying to step through, kicks it out to the open Dollison, passing up a 3. Cushingberry wanted to pass it, but no one was home near side. So Cushingberry will back it out. Jason Hubbard staring at him with 9 to shoot. Cushingberry might take it himself. Around the Anderson screen, Hubbard able to fight back with 5 to shoot. Here's Mull with 4, driving right to the rim around Clayton for another 2. 8 for Jalen Mull, and that ties the game at 17. Mull is yet to miss a shot. He's 3 of 3 from the floor. Hubbard high left side with 11:38 to go here in the opening half. Taylor and number 24 St. Francis level at 17. Owen pitching it far side. It'll be Yoon and then Hubbard on the perimeter left. Lobbing up to Clayton, handing off back to Hubbard as Dollison fights through the screen. Left elbow jump shot. Hubbard rattles that one home as Jason starts 3 of 3 from the floor for a game-high 9. The mid-range game for Hubbard showing off nicely there. 11-14 and counting here in the first half. Mull jabbing, goes left block to Anderson. Help comes, trying to overpower Clayton. Knocked out of his hands by Hubbard and scooped off the floor by Taylor's Gavin Yoon. Yoon, nice little Euro flip as he jumped over the defender and finger rolled it home. First bucket for Yoon, and the Trojans lead by 4. How about that for the former football player, Gavin Yoon? Mull far side as the Taylor parents making a lot of noise across from us. Cushingberry around the screen, turns the corner, down the lane, gets caught. Far side to Bailey, fakes and drives, off balance, throws it off the rim, and it'll be taken off by Yoon. Up to Clayton, high pass to Furman, goes up, right hand finger roll, and another hoop is home for the Trojans. 5 for Furman as Taylor getting up and down the floor, turning defense into offense. 6-point Taylor lead, now a 4-point Taylor lead as Mull answers quickly back on the other end. 23-19. The lead for the Trojans as Mull has got 10 early ones for USF. He has not missed a shot, 4 of 4 from the field. Owen, who had 8 off the bench for Taylor Saturday, goes to the mid-post right in Hubbard with Dollison defending in the USF man-to-man. Crab dribble, fadeaway, jump shot, another one clean for Hubbard, and he's 4 of 4 to start. And he and Mull answering each other tit for tack. 11 for Hubbard, and Taylor's lead back up to 6. 9:53 and counting. There's Furman leaping and poking the pass away for Taylor. He'll angle to the near side with Cushingberry defending. Tried to sell the 3. Owen feeding for 3. Got it! And Owen's hot shooting continues. Timeout, St. Francis. Keegan Owen has made his last 4 shots dating back to Saturday. And the Trojans have opened up a 9-point advantage over number 24 St. Francis, 28-19.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of
So each team has had to take a 30-second timeout here in the first half, this one coming from St. Francis. Back on the floor, David Ija for USF replacing Anderson. Taylor up 9, 28-19, their biggest lead of the game. They're on a 5-0 burst. Bailey off the handoff, far sideline for St. Francis. They're clad in blue. They shoot on the basket to the left. Around the arc, now the hands of their top player, Cushingberry. Inside the arc to Ija against the former St. Francis Cougar. This will be Aaron Hahn. Hubbard comes to help, then recovers to find Cushingberry with 9 to shoot and now 8. Right side Reynolds screen. Pena comes to switch with 5. Cushingberry down the left side of the lane, drives. Circus shot knocked out of his hands, and Hahn will scoop it up off the floor for Taylor. Into the air, floating forward to Miranda. It goes out of bounds as Hahn tried to throw that one in traffic. And Taylor head coach Josh Andrews not happy across from us on the ill-advised pass by the Trojans. Conlon Martin in for USF as Mull, their top offensive player so far tonight, will get his first breather. And Garrett At-Large will come in for USF. He replaces, that will be Bailey. Lacrosse, the head coach for USF, shouts something to the St. Francis bench. At-Large, Cushingberry, Ija, Reynolds, and Martin, the 5 for USF. Ija drives and spins near side. Around the arc, it's spun. Baseline left to Reynolds as Taylor flies around in their zone defense. At-Large fakes the 3, got Miranda in the air, flings it far side to Cushingberry. Lefty drive for the dynamic guard, goes in, was fouled, and they'll give him the bucket as he got hit on the head on the drive. We'll see who the foul goes against Taylor. It'll be against Owen. That's Keegan's first, and the third one against Taylor here in half number 1. 6 for Cushingberry as he has almost gotten to the rim at will at times tonight. And Cushingberry trying to add the and 1 here. And he makes it. 7 for him. He's 1 of 2 from the stripe tonight. That cuts the Taylor lead down to 6 with 8:45 remaining here in the opening half. In a hot shooting first half for both teams. Taylor at 61%. St. Francis above 57%. Hahn wanted to give off to the cutting Owen. Finds Hubbard top of the key. He's got 1 3 tonight off the left side of the rim. And it'll be rebounded near side by At-Large of USF. Cushingberry gliding to the front. At-Large trailing. Catch and shoot 3 ball. Back rim long. Hubbard will soar up and snap a rebound down for TU. His second rebound of the night for the Trojans' top scorer and rebounder. Looks Pena's way. Left hand drive. Three USF players cut him off. And then Taylor will spin the roll around the arc left side. High pass to the high arc Pena. Back to Miranda. Off balance 3. Long goes up off the shot clock. And Vincent's night shooting struggles continue. 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. And Taylor's lead is at 6 with USF getting the ball back. Owen and Hahn exit. McLeod and Baher back in for TU. So the Trojans will have their starting 5 on the floor. St. Francis has just 3 starters out there to go with the reserves Martin and At-Large. Reynolds, the starter, holds up top. Cushingberry and Ija, the other 3 starters out there for USF. Martin to Cushingberry with Pena defending, jabbing, trying to shake and go. Kicking near side, Martin. Close out Miranda. 3-point shot was short, tapped around by Reynolds. Back to Cushingberry, whose 3-point shot is off the back of the rim as well. But he gets his own miss, and USF will regroup. Hubbard went for the steal. Cushingberry went around him, and Hubbard got him from behind, and Cushingberry will go to the line for 2. Tough one there for the Trojans, and that brings us to another media timeout. First one on Hubbard, number 4 against Taylor here in the first half. Cushingberry will have free throws when we come back. with USF trailing by 6 with 7:38 to go here in the first half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Six-point Taylor lead out of the timeout. 2 free throws for Antoine Cushingberry, 82% on the year. He's St. Francis's top scorer, second in assists and second in steals, as he and Jalen Mull make, if not the best, one of the top 2 or 3 backcourts in the Crossroads League. First one good for Cushingberry. One more to get him to 9. And front rim hits every part of the rim and then just rolls off. Cushingberry 2 for 4 from the line time for the normally reliable free throw shooter. That keeps the Taylor lead at 5 as they go from left to right and white. 5 starters on the floor for Taylor. Here's Pena backing down Asia. Spins nicely, trying to get to the baseline. Circus layup. Right hand just dances off for CJ. And it's Asia, the rebound for USF, their top rebounder. Cushingberry glides to the front court as he operates on the high right side. USF, after trailing by a game-high 9, has trimmed the deficit down to 5. And now 3 on a reverse layup by Reynolds down low for his second field goal. Taylor still shooting 55%, but they have gone quiet the last couple of minutes, and that's allowed USF to crawl back to within a possession. Hubbard from the near side corner found Baher underneath. Miranda trying to get going from 3, front rim no, as Vincent is 0 of 4, but all 4 of his shots have been good looks. Cushingberry galloping to the front, Martin near side, and then the trailing Asia to tie the game at 28. Off target right. Off the right side of the rim, Hubbard had it poked away. Nobody home in blue to pick it up. And here come the Trojans the other way, still leading by 3. Pena jabs with Asia defending, and Martin will get called for the foul down low. And that's the second guard that's tried to body up Taylor's James McLeod down low, and they have been called for a foul both times. First on Martin, number 4 against USF. Hubbard and Pena, the Trojans' top 2 scorers, will exit in place of Furman and Clayton. Furman with 5 points early on, Clayton with 2. 24 to shoot as Miranda will deal it in near side. Trojans ahead by 3. McLeod high right side, and then to the far side of the floor, and Zach Baher out of Oregon. Right elbow, McLeod fakes the handoff, turns and faces the basket, jabs. He got Asia in the air, kicking Miranda, passes up an open look from 3. Baher's contested shot will glance shortly off the front side of the rim. And here comes USF the other way, trying to tie the game. Taylor 4 of 12 from beyond the arc, still holding on to a 3-point advantage. Asia mismatch against the smaller Miranda in the near side corner. Asia puts it on the deck. Clayton looking to help. Here comes McLeod. Pokes the ball away and then steals. Then his pass up to Baher was popped into the air, and USF comes away with it up to Reynolds. Near side to At-Large, who can't let a 3-point shot go. Good collapse. Then Furman tries to steal it, overran it, and Cushingberry gets it back for St. Francis. Clayton will guard Cushingberry high right side, who waves for the screen. He wants Reynolds left side, trying to push Asia away. Good poke away by Clayton. Cushingberry drives down low to Asia, goes up. Clayton smacked the shot away, but they'll get him for the foul, and they'll send Asia to the line for 2. USF unhappy with the call that they thought should have come the other way. First one on Clayton, number 5 against St. Francis. 2 for Asia, shooting just 65% from the stripe this season. Big fella out of Carroll High School in Fort Wayne hits the front rim and gets the first one to go. 4 for him with 1 more to come. This can make it a 1-point USF lead. They've scored 7 unanswered after falling behind by a game-high 9. And Asia will switch the second one. He's got an early 5. 2 free throws and a rare 3-point shot for him. And USF down by 1, 28-27, as we hit 5:40 left to go here in the first. Miranda picks up the bounce. He'll give off to McLeod, then a handoff back to Miranda. They want to get the ball to Furman to the Trojans. They cannot. Left side high, Clayton fakes the handoff, then keeps it himself. Hands off to Baher, left side of the floor. Spins back to his right-hand bounce with Reynolds defending him. Then tackled on the other end will be Clayton. At large takes him down to the floor. His first and number 5 against St. Francis. Another set of guards that try to guard these Taylor post players, and they've come up with fouls every time. Jalen Mull, Dan McKeeman back in for USF, replacing Cushingberry, who gets his first breather, and Garrett Atlarge will exit for St. Francis as well. Reynolds, Ija, McKeeman, Mull, and Martin, the 5 out there for USF. As Mull will guard Miranda, drives to the cup, right-hand shot was blocked by Reynolds. Clayton trying to keep it alive, could not, and Martin has the miss for USF. They can take the lead here, trailing by just 1. Ija gliding in, then the double team comes. McLeod trying to poke it away. He'll find Reynolds open down low. Lost it, falls on the floor. Clayton and Baher dive on top, and the held ball will send it back to TU. Great recovery by the Trojans, McLeod and Baher, as McLeod encourages Baher before inbounding the ball on the baseline to our left. They had the aggressive double team to the Trojans. It was wide open for Reynolds down low, but then 2 Taylor players and McLeod and Baher were there, and the Trojans get the ball back, still clinging to a 1-point lead, not scoring in the last couple of minutes. Clayton turns and faces the basket, top of the key, Miranda. Zips it to the far side of the floor, and Baher, then left elbow extended is Reynolds. It's Clayton, hand off to Furman, but before that can happen, an off-ball foul called against Baher on a moving screen. First on Zach, number 6 against Taylor in the first half. Miranda will check out in place of Gavin Yoon. Pena and Hubbard back in for the Trojans as well. They'll take the spots of James McLeod and Jeff Clayton. So it's C.J. Pena, Zach Baher, Jason Hubbard, Caden Furman, and Gavin Yoon, the Taylor 5. Dan McKeeman, Jalen Mull, Conlon Martin, Jeffrey Reynolds, and David Ija, the 5 out there for USF. St. Francis with the ball, down by 1. They're on an 8-0 spurt. McKeeman for the lead in the right corner. Spins halfway down, 3/4 of the way down, and then just slowly rolled out of the rim to the Taylor fans' delight. Pena open, trailing 3. That one will be an air ball as it might have gotten a piece of the left side rim. And the 3-point woes continue for Taylor. They're just 4 of 13 from beyond the arc. Thankfully for them, USF just 1 of 9. St. Francis at 38% from 3 on the year. That's the 4th best in the Crossroads League, but they're the top 3-point shooting team in makes in the league at almost 11 per ball game. They have just 1 so far from Ija, who shoots just 28%. 4:12 to go. USF's top scorer on the year, Cushingberry on the bench getting a breather. Mull, their top point filler tonight. McKeeman in the near corner. Baseline drive into the paint. Reynolds tried to dunk it, missed it as he had to alter the shot in the air. Tapped out of bounds, trying to go up and over Yoon was McKeeman, and he poked the ball to open space where Taylor's Keegan Owen was hovering around. Nice job, Furman rips it away from Martin, got into the air, almost went up and down with it. Was able to discard the ball before his feet came back down to the earth. Reynolds giving Hubbard too much space as he backs him down, spins, rising from the league logo, jump shot clean, and that one's easy for Jason Hubbard. Timeout for Taylor. You could see Hubbard's eyes get big as Reynolds gave him a little bit of room on the far side that let him engage. Bang and get the space. Hubbard's got 13, a full timeout for the Trojans, ending their long scoring drought as TU leads by 3.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Taylor goes over 6 minutes without a point. They went up 28-19 on a 3-point basket at the 9:45 mark. They get their first bucket here, coming out of the break on a Jason Hubbard pull-up jump shot with 3:39 remaining in the first half. Anderson back off the bench along with Cushingberry for USF to join Ija, McKeeman, and Mull. Here's McKeeman far side. USF with the ball down 3. They wanted high-low with Anderson. Ija dribbling in. Poking at it was Pena, and traveling with it was Ija. 8th first-half turnover for St. Francis. They average just 11 per game, and they've given it away 8 times here in the opening, almost 17 minutes. Taylor's turn has yet to turn that into points. They'd love to do that here. Yoon will accelerate far side with Mull defending. Hubbard, Owen, Pena, and Furman, the Taylor 5 for the Trojans. USF in blue, Taylor in white, USF in the man-to-man. Anderson against the fleet-footed Hubbard, deals off to Owen between the circles. 3-point Taylor lead, Owen operating around the arc. Hubbard with Anderson giving him plenty of space. Hubbard trying to shake away. There are 3 defenders there. One-hand whip near side to the lefty Yoon, whose 3 is perfect. Look at the pass from Jason Hubbard, and then Yoon buries a near corner 3 ball. A one-hand sidewinder assist for Hubbard, and the Trojans lead by 6. Anderson with Pena and Hubbard to double team. Hubbard retreats back to Mull, who takes the bounce pass at the right elbow extended. He'll dribble outside the arc with 2:38 to go in the half. Driving kick Cushingberry. Fakes a 3, got Owen to bite. Cushingberry, though, misses the 3, and then Anderson pokes the ball towards Taylor's head coach Josh Andrews at the end of the Taylor bench. Cushingberry, the 8th best 3-point shooter in the Crossroads League at 43%, 0 of 3 from downtown. USF just 1 of 10 from distance tonight. As Dollison comes back in for St. Francis, Ija exits, Anderson checks out as Reynolds comes back in for USF. 2:31 remaining here in the opening stanza. Taylor is trailed by 6. They fell behind 6-zip. They've come back to lead by as many as 9. They lead by 6 right here. Hubbard, left side high as Taylor shoots on the basket to our right. Yoon, a high pass that Pena is able to gather in with Dollison defending baseline right. Faking to his right, going to his left. Lefty back down Pena. Jumping, hooking, lefty shot good for Pena. 7 for C.J. Pena, 3 of 6 from the floor, and the Trojans lead up to 8. So after seeing their 9-point lead dwindle down to 1, the Trojans have answered with a 7-0 spurt of their own. 2 to go in the first half. Cushingberry to the rack, goes up, shot was missed, but they'll get Hubbard for the foul as he had that left arm just on the lower back of Cushingberry. Jason disagrees. 2nd foul against him, 7th one against Taylor in the half, and Cushingberry back to the line for 2. Jason still unhappy as he's muttering something to himself on the left block before the Cushingberry free throws. First one is up and good for the Indianapolis native. Jason still not happy as he'll exit. James McLeod comes in to spell him. Smart move by Taylor head coach Josh Andrews. 13 points for Jason tonight, but with those 2 fouls, you do not want him to get into foul trouble with the dynamic and lightning-quick Cushingberry operating things for USF. He makes both free throws, does Cushingberry, and it cuts the USF deficit to 6. Pena bouncing near side to Owen. Right in his grill is Cushingberry, ripping and giving off, and Cushingberry called for the foul. He can't believe it, but he was inside the cylinder. USF's head coach, Chad Lacrosse, unhappy across from us, but he's in the cylinder as Owen was pivoting. And that's a rule that got introduced a couple of years ago. It'll be the 6th one against St. Francis, and Taylor will inbound it near sideline. Leading by 6 with 1:45 remaining in the first half. Pena turns and faces the basket. Blows by Reynolds. Goes in for a lefty layup. Beautifully done, C.J. Pena for another field goal. 9 for him on the night, and the Trojan lead back to 8. Driving in, Reynolds goes in for a 2-hand dunk on a drive and kick from Cushingberry. Barry, as he made his way up the floor, almost unabated. So Reynolds makes up for blowing up the alley-oop earlier and gets a 2-hand flush here. McLeod looks away, and the ball bounced away from him on the pass from Furman. And USF gets it back with 1:19 left to go in the first half, trailing by 6. USF, which is in the high 50s, shooting for most of this half, down at 43%. Taylor in the 50s. Mull goes, a little drop down to Reynolds, a little goes in, and attacked hard by McLeod, and Reynolds will go to the line for free throws. Good gap find by USF. 8th foul against Taylor, first one against McLeod. Clock stops with 1:10 left to go here in the first half. Reynolds to the line. Shoots just 68% for the former All-Crossroads League, All-Freshman League member. First one good, Reynolds, 7 in the first half for him. Furman out, Miranda in for TU. No changes to the USF 5. One more to come for Reynolds. Second leading rebounder for USF on the year. His second one good as well. He's got 8. And USF trails by 4 with 68 seconds left to go before halftime. Owen near side with Mole right there on his left hip. Gets a left side Pena screen, does Owen. Near side CJ, jab and fire a three, off balance, spins it off the front side of the rim as CJ has missed his last 3 threes after making his first. Reynolds beats him down the floor, kicking back Cushingberry, weaving his way in, circusing it home, could not. Reynolds got it poked out of his hands by Yoon and rebounded by Taylor's Pena. He'll glide up the floor and wait for reinforcements. He'll deal off to Miranda near side. Nice show and go. Reverse layup, Pena, no. McLeod had his hand held by McKeeman, and that's an easy call, even though the screams come from the St. Francis bench across from us. The bench can't believe it, but McKeeman grabbed McLeod on the left arm and tugged on him, preventing McLeod from an easy offensive rebound. And 2 free throws for James McLeod. That's number 7 against USF, and the second one against the sharpshooter McKeeman. Taylor leads by 4, 1-1 here. Now they lead by 5 on the first point from James McLeod tonight. Free throws, the best that McLeod has shot in his career right here at 74% this season. This to make it a 6-point Taylor advantage. Yep, swished them both. Good looking stroke there from McLeod with 39 4/10 of a second left. It's 39-33 Taylor. Taylor should get the ball back with enough time between game and shot clock. Mull will walk it across the timeline as the Andrews family makes the defense chant across from us. Mull will dribble time away with the shot clock at 15. And now we'll give off to Cushingberry and then Dollison. 10 to shoot here for USF, down 6 in the first half. Mull spins away from Miranda. Nice move. Got in. Miranda knocked away with 5. Mull goes up, fades away, throws up an air ball. Reynolds has it down low with 2 and 1. A desperation heave will be off the near side rim. Reynolds with an offensive rebound, knocked away. McLeod goes diving on the floor. He'll try to get it off to Owen with 2 and 1. Heaves it up from 3-quarter court, and it goes off the glass high as McLeod slow to get back up on the other end. An up and down first half, but the Trojans close on a nice spurt. They go to the break, leading number 24 St. Francis 39-33. Here after one half of play on the Trojan Sports Network. We're back to look back at this first half when we come back next. That'll be part of the BSN Sports Halftime Report.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You gotta have the music that you listeners listen to.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH, from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive
Back inside Odell Arena, this is the BSN Sports Halftime Report. St. Francis just getting out to the floor right now with about 85 seconds left to go before the second half starts. We'll quickly run through these stats. Brought to you by BSN Sports. Taylor shoots 47% from the floor in the first half. They go 5 of 16 from 3. They were 4 of 4 from the stripe. St. Francis jumped out to a 6-0 lead before Taylor countered with 6 in a row of their own. USF was 41% from the field, 1 of 11 from beyond the arc, and 10 of 12 from the stripe in that first half. Taylor had Jason Hubbard in double figures with 13 on 5 of 6 shooting. CJ Pena just behind him with 9 on 4 of 9 shooting. Jalen Mole and Antoine Cushingberry each had 10 for USF. Mole a better shooter, 4 of 6 from the floor. Cushingberry 3 of 9 and 0 of 3 from downtown. 8 points for Jeffrey Reynolds. It is right at his season average there in the first half. The big story, though, the Taylor bench outscores the USF bench 15-0 in that first half. 5 apiece from Yoon and Furman, 2 from Clayton and 3 from Owen. The Trojans also had the advantage in the fast break points, 9-2. They also made 4 more threes than USF. St. Francis, as we mentioned in the first half, they make the most threes in the Crossroads League per game at 11. Taylor makes the 6th most at about 8. So it should be another good one here in the second half. Taylor trying to beat USF for just the second time under head coach Josh Andrews. The other win happened here a couple of years ago when Mason Degenkolb had a dynamic performance against the Cougars. Overall, the Trojans have a 7-win advantage in the all-time series, 41-34. And again, the Trojans will wrap up their 3-game homestand coming up on Wednesday against Goshen. 8 o'clock start time that night. Men's and women's doubleheader with the women's game starting at 5. It'll be USF ball to start this second half. Taylor has their starting 5 on the floor. Jason Hubbard, Zach Baher, Vincent Miranda, James McLeod, and CJ Pena. USF will counter with their starting 5 as well. Jalen Mole, Dan McKeeman, Antoine Cushingberry, David Ija, and Jeff Reynolds. Two teams have switched sides. USF will shoot on the basket to our right here in the second half. They're in blue with gray numbers and white letters. The Trojans in the white uniforms and jerseys and shorts with purple numbers and letters with the gold trim. Mole near side wants to try to step away from Miranda. Cushingberry drives high left side. Miranda cuts him off, and Cushingberry darts to the near side of the floor. Trying to go up and under league logo. Off-balance shot rolls in for the 5'8 Cushingberry. 4th field goal of the night gives him 12 points. And a good start for USF getting points on their opening possession. They trail by 4. Taylor from right to left here. Their first crack at the basket here in this second half. Pena tried to back down Ija. Had to kick it around the arc to the Trojans. Near side, Miranda holds the ball over his head, passing to Pena, mid-post, or left elbow extended. Turning the corner, down the lane goes Hubbard against Ija. Floater bounces in off the back rim. Tough bucket for Hubbard with the offhand right side of the lane with a left-hand drop. So the two teams score on their opening possession. Taylor back up by 6. Mole drives, leaves that one short on a right side drive, and Pena cleans it up with his 7th rebound for Taylor. A blistering drive there for Mole. Miranda trying to get going from 3, steps in and just cannot find the bottom of the cup. And a bad foul by McLeod as he goes up and over the smaller Mole for an over-the-back violation. Give the ball back to USF. Taylor now 5 of 17 from downtown. And Miranda 0 of 5, an uncharacteristic poor shooting night for the Trojans' top 3-point shooter. In makes and a good average at 36%. Cushingberry ahead of steam. Hubbard cuts him off as Cushingberry brings it near side of the floor. Attacks left hand, down the lane goes up. Hubbard swats that shot away. Ball poked out of bounds by Reynolds of US. No! It looked like Reynolds poked it away. Must have been last touched by a Trojan after Reynolds poked that one towards the baseline to our right. It will remain here with the visitors, ranked 24th in the country with 14 to shoot. Slipping it in, McKeeman's 3, long from the left side of the floor. McLeod's got it on the near side. McKeeman, the second best 3-point shooter in the league, 0 of 3 from downtown. McLeod will bring it all the way to the backcourt. Taylor screaming to move the ball near side. Hubbard's got a mismatch, almost a foot taller than the 5'8 Cushingberry. Beautiful spin, rip. Ija cuts him off, powers up, and Ija swats Hubbard's shot away. And here comes Cushingberry flying up the floor. Back to the trailing McKeeman. Ija 1 through tonight, passes it up. McKeeman left side 3 ball. Nope, he's 0 of 4. Weak side rebound is Taylor's of Jason Hubbard's once again, his 4th of the evening. So McKeeman, who makes 48% of his threes, was 6 of 10 Saturday. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Baseline right drive, Pena, reverse layup. No good, but Ija will bump him on the take. And a blur of a move by Pena was on the baseline right, far side of the floor, ripped to the baseline, serpentine underneath Ija, and Pena cannot get the reverse layup to drop, but he'll go to the line for 2. Second on the big fella, Ija. Their second leading scorer at 16 per game, and their top rebounder just a whisper below 10 rebounds per ball game. And CJ will airball the first free throw, now holding his right hand or right forearm. A rare miss for the Trojans from the line for the third best free throw shooter in the league at 85%. Second one, stronger this time and off the back of the rim. Pena into double figures with 10 to join Hubbard, and the Trojan lead up to 7. Cushenberry stops, was altered, missed the shot near side. Reynolds had it poked away, and Pena's got the rebound, his 8th one for Taylor tonight. Far side of the floor, Miranda, a couple good layups that does not drop for Cushenberry. Poking away, Ija Hubbard got it back and was able to poke it off to CJ Pena. Pestering and driving, spinning, losing it everywhere, and into the hands of Mull for USF. Pena trying to get back into the play. Cushenberry back far side to Mull with Baher defending. Baseline left, Ija. Here comes the help from Hubbard. Ija picks it up, trying to find help. Step through, poked out of his hands, and Miranda will steal it off the floor. One-hand pass up near side. Hubbard bangs with McKeeman, spins in the block left, still trying to find help. Cushenberry pokes it away, and then Reynolds will pick this one off the floor as the two teams trade turnovers of the last couple of possessions. Still a 7-point hole for USF. Taylor had a chance to push it up to 9. Cushenberry drives underneath the hoop, circles his way, goes back to the base on a knifing move. McLeod cuts him off. He'll wrap it around to Ija, base or on the perimeter left. 3 minutes into this second half, Cushenberry steps into a high arcing three over Hubbard off the left side of the rim, bounces into the hands of Miranda as Cushenberry 0 of 4 from downtown, and USF just 1 of 14 for the second best three-point shooting team in the league. Taylor with the ball, leading by 7 with almost still plenty of time left, just over 3 minutes gone. Baher steps into a three and swishes it from straight away. What confidence from Baher after missing his first 2 threes. Steps in, dribble, pull-up 3-ball, and the Trojans have their first double-figure lead tonight, up by 10. 45-35, 3.5 minutes gone here in half 2. Reynolds to McKeeman, running Baher through screens. McKeeman down the lane, stops, spins on the mid-post right. Out to Ija, thought about a three, puts it on the deck. Bodies with McLeod, goes in through contact, and he'll roll it in as McLeod got him on the forearm. Third one on James, second one against Taylor here in the half, and Ija with a chance at an and one. Tough one for McLeod to take as he's trying to body up with the athletic and speedy Ija. Ija 2 of 2 from the line tonight. And he will be 3 of 3. Hit the front rim and rolled. He's got 8 points. Aaron Hahn late to get off the bench. He'll come in to replace McLeod. Hahn has played well in the last handful of games in spot minutes. He'll see some significant time here with McLeod with those 3 personal fouls. 45-38 after the Ija three-point play. As Miranda will dart to the near side. Mull right there, step for step. Miranda reverses, trying to give off to Baher in tight space with Cushenberry defending. Bouncing into Pena, turns, attacks, was bumped on the take on the right side of the floor. And that'll be the third one against David Ija. So the two guys that have been guarding each other most of the night have just picked up their 3rd personal fouls. McLeod a few moments ago for Taylor, Ija just now for USF. That brings us to a media timeout, 15:58 remaining in half number 2. And Taylor leads number 24, St. Francis, 45-38 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
I say it a lot. But these home games make me really miss the fans, particularly the students. The bleachers down below us, even though it is J-term, will be filled with students right now. So we say hello to you folks who are watching in the dorms, like our friend Javen Johnson of the men's golf team, or you other folks watching in the dorms as well, or maybe you're out in Arizona like the baseball or softball teams. Taylor with the ball out of the media timeout. Lance Dollison in for USF. Tries to body up with Pena and block left. Up top, Baher. A long three ball. Spins off the rim. Tap down to the floor right to Hahn, who gets it into Pena, who just rolls off the rim as he tried to snake it up. It'll go out. Last touch, it looks, by USF. Dollison and Reynolds were right there. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews pleading of how that could not have gone off of Pena. There was no one close to him, and the two guys closest were wearing blue. The official across from us has a smile. His answer did not have a good angle, it looks like. McKeeman, handoff to the cutting Mull. Got in around Miranda. Nicely done by Mull as he blew by Miranda for a right-hand finish. And then Cushingberry gets called for a terrible foul on his end in the backcourt. He was going to cut Miranda off. Vincent jumped into the air, then Cushingberry bumped him with his chest. Second one on the top scorer for USF. And third one against the Cougars here tonight. The hoop from Mull gives him a team-high tying 12 with Cushingberry, and it brings USF to within 5. They've scored the last 5 in a row after falling behind by 10, as now Mull will try to D up Miranda going from the backcourt to the front court. Near side Hubbard, baseline left drive. Reynolds cuts him off, and now Hubbard will block him down. Got to the league over, trying to spin back. Here comes help. Top of the key, Baher 1-3 tonight. That one off to the right. Hahn was down low, couldn't get up, and it's rebounded down low by McKeeman for USF. Long bounce pass with the floor to Mull, trying to take Baher to the rack. Cushingberry up top to Dollison. Fakes the three and drives. Baseline left, Reynolds. Cushingberry lefty drive around Pena. Drop down low, Reynolds. Circus layup, brought it down to his knees as he went from left to right and spun her home. 10 for Reynolds, third USF player in double figures. It's a 7-zip run for St. Francis. They're down by 3. Almost a telegraph pass that Cushingberry was able to steal. Miranda bodying, goes in, angles, banker, no. Gets his own miss. Right-hand shot off the bottom of the rim, no good. Falls down to the floor, and it's hauled in by McKeeman. He'll gallop to the front court up the middle. Far side pass to Mull, goes in against Hubbard, who went vertical. Nicely done by Jason as Mull missed the shot. Another rebound for Jason Hubbard. That will be his 5th of tonight. Hahn near side wants to take McKeeman to the rack. Spins, up and under, keeps that pivot foot down. Oh, look at Aaron Hahn taking it to his old team. First hoop for Hahn and a big one to push the Taylor lead back up to 5. It was Owen making big play Saturday, as then Mull will miss an open 3 from straight away. He's 0 of 2. USF now 1 of 15 from beyond the arc. Hubbard, near side, far side Baher, 3-ball spun off the rim as Hahn was hog-tied down low, couldn't get free as he was jostling with McKeeman. Mull flipping out to Cushingberry. Hubbard cuts him off into the paint, off balance, spins it, and Hubbard just picked up his 3rd personal foul. Jason can't believe it, but he hip-checked Cushingberry on the take, who is so lightning quick in that 5'8 frame. 14 for Cushingberry with an and 1 free throw coming here. Miranda, Pena, and Baher exit. Caden Furman, Gavin Yoon, and Jeff Clayton all come in for Taylor. And 1 for Cushingberry, 4 of 5 from the stripe as the junior guard tonight. An All-American a season ago, and he completes the and 1 off the back rim. 15 for him on just 5 of 14 shooting. He has had to work for his shots tonight, but he's made some spectacular ones, spinning him home. Flip back to Yoon from Hahn. Open 3-ball, front rim, nope, and Reynolds has the miss for USF. Taylor just 6 of 22 from downtown. Here's Mull ahead of steam, goes darting in, right-hand layup good, and that ties the game at 47 as Hubbard didn't want to challenge the shot and pick up his 4th personal foul. 47-47. And a timeout to the front court as Taylor brings it forward with Gavin Yoon. After going ahead by 10, 45-35, USF has outscored Taylor 12-2 to knot the game at 47 apiece, with 13:21 remaining here in the second half.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
A 12-2 run here for St. Francis after falling behind by a game-high 10. McLeod on the bench right now for Taylor with 3 personal fouls. Hubbard remains on the floor with 3 personals. David Eja, the only one in foul trouble for USF. He's got 3 personal fouls, but he's on the bench right now for the visitors. Hubbard turns and faces the basket with Reynolds defending. Handoff to Furman, dishing it off near side to Yoon. High pass at Clayton Hall's in near the top of the key. Furman with a good look. He'll bounce off near side to Clayton with the 5'8". Cushingberry defending him. 2 Indianapolis kids going at it. Reynolds there to help if he wants to. Long key, 3 top of the key. Furman off target left, and it's another miss for the Trojans from 3-point distance. First miss from 3. Mull with the rebound, trying to give USF their first lead since the first half. Driving Cushingberry, wraps it in, goes off the hands of Yoon, couldn't intercept as McKeeman gets it back for St. Francis. Quick around the arc, McKeeman up top, Mull left side high drive. Bouncing the baseline left, and Reynolds cut off by Clayton, whips it near side. Hubbard got a piece, but still finds the hands of Cushingberry, goes up. Clayton blocks his shot, and it goes out of bounds. Good job by Clayton to go vertical and not get called for the foul. A 12-2 run for USF has tied the game at 47. 8 to shoot as Mull will get it in near side of the floor for the Cougars, ranked 24th in the land. Dollison near side, got free from a Reynolds screen. Now he slips, falls down to Mull, left side of the paint, goes up against Hahn, and they get Hahn for the foul with 3 seconds to shoot. And the Taylor bench irate across from us with the foul on the former St. Francis Cougar, Aaron Hahn. His first, team's 4th, and 2 free throws here for Mull to give USF their first lead since it was 6-4. Or excuse me, since it was 15-12, I apologize. And at the will of a young girl across from us, Mull leaves the first free throw short. Here comes Eja back in to replace Reynolds. He's got 3 fouls. Hahn out for Taylor. McLeod back in. So the 2 men with 3 personal fouls for either side have checked back into the ball game. Clayton exits for Taylor in place of C.J. Pena. McKeeman, the dead-eye 3-point shooter, and Eja's high school teammate at Carroll High School, exits. He is 0 of 4 from the floor and from 3 tonight. Conlon Martin will make his first second-half appearance. Mull missed the first one. He'll miss the second. A rare 0 for 2 trip for the normally reliable Jalen Mull, and that keeps the game level at 47. Let's see if Taylor can take an advantage after being in a scoring drought here, trying to stop the 12-2 USF burst. Dollison defends Pena, who backs him down, block left. Double team with Eja. Out to Hubbard for a contested 3 off the back of the rim. McLeod has it, but Conlon Martin will get called for the foul, and Martin is beside himself. He didn't box out. He was trying to give McLeod a bear hug with his back to the basket as McLeod tried to fight for the hoop. And the Trojans get bailed out on the second foul against Conlon Martin tonight. Hubbard checks out for TU. Keegan Owen in for the Trojans' top scorer on the year. He's got a game-high 15 right now. Yoon with the shot clock resetting to 20, floats it up high right side to his freshman classmate Furman. Out of the hands of Owen. They want to go to McLeod with a mismatch against Martin. McLeod backs him down. There's a mouse in the house, and McLeod makes easy work and lays it in, and the Trojans back in front by 2. Mull quickly flying up the floor, weaves through many Taylor defenders and backs it up top. Trying to cross over Furman, Euro step, bouncing to the cutting Martin. Baseline, right-hand layup good from the baseline right. Crafty move by the senior Conlon Martin. Game back level at 49 and a quick timeout for USF. This will be a 30-second stoppage with 11:51 to go in the second half. 49-49 our score between Taylor and number 24, St. Francis.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
It's been a weird night tonight for both teams. Taylor shooting 40% from the floor. St. Francis just 1 of 15 from beyond the arc. They make 11 threes per game, but they just cannot find the bottom of the net tonight at all. It was the Eja 3 back in the first half, so I think tied the game at 9. Since then, St. Francis has been 0 for. 49-49 with Taylor from right to left with the ball in white. Owen, Pena, Furman, McLeod, and Yoon, the Taylor 5. High pass to the far perimeter, and McLeod lobs it inside the arc, right side to Pena. Might want to take Dollison himself, fakes to his right, left-hand drive, goes in through contact, lefty scoop off balance, no good, and another miss for the Trojans as there's a lid on left side of the rim. Driving forward, Cushingberry, Mull, a stutter step and go, turns the corner, goes in, shot recycled by Pena off the glass, and McLeod is there to gather in the miss. So Taylor makes the defensive stop. McLeod with his 5th rebound tonight to go with 4 points. And they go back to Pena to the Trojans' far side. Flings it up top to Owen, then Furman with 11:08 and counting here in the second half. Game level at 49 apiece. These two teams separated by a half game in the Crossroads League standings. Give and go Yoon, fade away 10-footer. Pena brings it home and brings rain. 12 for CJ, and Taylor back in front by a deuce. Cushingberry trying to take Yoon to the rack. Bumped on the take. Nicely done by Cushingberry as he is just so fast. Is Cushingberry in that 5'8 frame. Second one on Yoon, number 5 against Taylor. But Cushingberry, like a lightning bolt, just puts it on the deck and boom, he's right there. And so the Trojans will take Yoon out, who's no slouch in the speed department. But the Trojans will opt for the 7-foot wingspan and the 6'6 frame of Jason Hubbard, the top on-ball defender in the Crossroads League. Mull's got to get in quick, finally does to Ija with time dwindling on the baseline. And then an off-ball foul called across from us against whom? It'll be a flop warning against St. Francis' Conlon Martin. So the next one will be result in a technical foul, and the Trojans will get 2 free throws in the ball. That was that flopping rule that came in a couple of years ago that for the first about 2 or 3 weeks of the season when it was initiated, it felt like that thing was called every time we turned around. Since then, it has been rare, if ever, a flop warning has been issued. Mull, right side high, wants to go in, buddies with Furman, floats it in with a right hand, and another bucket home for Jalen Mull. 7 of 13 is Mull tonight for a team-high 16 points and a game-high 16. And the two teams trade buckets, and the game is back to level again, 51-51. McLeod left side of the floor, free throw line, jump shot, Hubbard, straight line, nope. Pena trying to rip it away from Ija, he did, but that's taken out of his hands by Cushingberry. Taylor looks for a foul that will not come. Cushingberry finds the trailing Martin, then back to Cushingberry near side. We'll swing it to Mull at the top with Furman defending him. As we approach the halfway point of the second half, game level at 51. Cushingberry lefty drive, goes up, left-hand layup good. 17 for Cushingberry as he and Mull have been the entire offense tonight for USF, scoring 33 of their 53 points, and they lead by 2. Hubbard had to be careful with the 3 personal fouls, trying to take Ija to the rack here. Lefty drive, stops, block left. Pena fakes a 3 and puts it on the floor. Rising, scooping, and a scoop home for CJ Pena. 53-53, Pena with 14. Mull to the other end, barrels into Furman, and a charge is going the other way. The Trojans had seen Mull and Cushingberry fly up the floor with reckless abandon the whole night, and Furman was there waiting with his feet set and draws the charge and the second personal foul against Jalen Mull. And Furman will exit along with Owen, Baher, and Miranda return for the Trojans. So Taylor with their starting 5 on the floor. Dan McKeeman comes in to spell Mull for USF. Conlon Martin out, and Jeff Reynolds is back in. So it's Jeffrey Reynolds, Lance Dollison, David Ija, Dan McKeeman, and Antoine Cushingberry. 9:35 to go here in the second half. 53-53 as St. Francis outscored Taylor by 6 here in the second half. Hot pass to McLeod, able to haul in, hand off to Hubbard. Ija switches, trying to turn the corner. Jason stops to the right block. Free throw line to Pena with 14 to shoot. Faking his right, going left. Bully ball. CJ Pena left it and rolled it in home with a right hand. Looked like it might not roll in, but it did, and CJ's got 16. Taylor back in front by 2 as Cushingberry goes weaving to the front court, and an offensive foul against St. Francis. Cushingberry called for it. He drove to the other end of the floor, then flipped it out, and they'll call him for contact. And that's the third one against St. Francis' top scorer and the All-American Antoine Cushingberry. 55-53, the Taylor advantage. 7 of CJ's 16 have come here in the second half on 7 of 14 shooting. Another strong night for Pena, who came in tonight 43 points away for 1,000 in his career. Miranda accelerates. Cushingberry not as aggressive with the 3 personal fouls. Allows Miranda to easily get to the front court, and then Reynolds gets tied up with Hubbard, and Reynolds gets called for his first. And now the free throws in bunches, and with 8:57 to go here in the second half, Taylor has reached the 1-and-1 bonus. A rarity for St. Francis, who now has 14 team fouls on the night. They average just 16 per game, which is the second fewest in the Crossroads League. A 1-and-1 for Hubbard, with Taylor leading by 2. And they now lead by 3, with 1 more to come for Jason. Normally a great three-point shooting team. St. Francis just 1 of 15 tonight. Normally they don't foul a lot, and they've put Taylor in the 1-and-1 bonus with 8:57 to go second half. Jason made the first, and he swishes home the second. 17 for him, and the Trojans have a little more breathing room here, leading by 4. Not comfortable, just a 2-possession lead, but a little more comfortable than just a 2-point advantage that had been the case the last handful of minutes. Cushingberry down the lane, almost lost the dribble, got it back. McKeeman left corner off balance 3. Nope, that one hit the far side of the rim as he was fading in the far corner. And McKeeman's struggling night continues as he's 0 of 5 from distance. USF 1 of 16 from downtown, 10 off of their season average and makes. 4-point Taylor lead, 8:30 to go second half. Hubbard right side against Dallison. Fade away, league logo. Nope, left it short. And it's Cushingberry, the smallest guy on the floor with the rebound, his 5th one tonight. He'll just glide up the floor, got into the contact, wraps it around to Reynolds. Nicely done by Cushingberry as he wrapped it around 2 different Taylor players. Reynolds with 12, and that brings USF back to within a possession, down by a deuce. And that'll be assist number 5 tonight for Antoine Cushingberry to lead this game. Handoff McLeod to Miranda, turns the corner on Cushingberry, and Miranda finally gets a bucket to go. The two seniors collaborate there. McLeod a handoff to Miranda, and Taylor goes back in front by 4. Cushingberry left side, one-hand pass, McKeeman. Dallison on the near sideline, then to Ija up top. USF shoots on the basket to our right. They wear blue. They trail by 4. Cushingberry tries to get into Hubbard's body. His shot's swatted away by McLeod, but Reynolds gets it back. Whips it near side to Dallison, who hasn't scored tonight, and that changes here as Dallison makes the first shot he's taken all evening. Dallison, the 10th best three-point shooter in the conference, 41%, takes his first shot here and hits it, and just like that draws St. Francis to within a single tally. Hubbard high left side, looks Miranda's way between the circles, and a quick pass off to Pena. Handing back to Miranda, gets into Cushingberry, got space, picks to the bounce, and now needs help. Low bounce pass at Baher, snatches away from the defender. 9 to shoot as Hubbard attacks, turns the corner on Reynolds, angles, throws it up off the glass. No, it's poked away. McLeod poked it and got it back to himself and put it in for a big deuce. 6 for McLeod as he kept that motor working and kept it away from 2 St. Francis players. The Trojans lead by 3 once again. 6:48 and ticking here in the second half. Taylor trying to knock off number 24 USF and win their second game in a row and jump St. Francis in the league standings to move into 7th. Cushingberry left drive, goes into Hubbard. Left it short as Hubbard was able to angle away and not draw his 4th foul. Jason with the miss, steps in, blows right by Ija, but he couldn't get the miss. Here comes McLeod soaring in. He ties up McKeeman, and the Trojans keep the ball on the alternating possession, and St. Francis head coach Chad Lacrosse is irate across from us. McLeod came soaring in like a missile, and the crafty play by the senior keeps the Trojans with the rock, leading by 3 with 6:28 to go here in the second half.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Timeout situation looks like this. Taylor with 3 full timeouts left. St. Francis with their 4 full timeouts left. Foul situation is this. Taylor with 5, St. Francis with 7. Taylor will have the ball out of the media timeout after McLeod pounced and tied up McKeeman. No changes to either 5. Taylor with the ball leading by 3. Miranda to get it in near baseline. Does so to Hubbard. Turns the corner. Goes against Ija. Lays it in with a right hand through 2 different defenders. 14 for Hubbard. 19 for Hubbard on an aggressive move. And the Trojans have found new life, now leading by 5 out of the media timeout. Here's Mull. Goes against Hubbard. Goes up. Lays it in with a left hand on a blistering drive. 18 for Mull. as USF knows how many fouls Jason Hubbard has, and they attack him on every time they have the possession. Cushingberry out getting a breather and some fluids at the end of the USF bench. Hubbard holding the ball near side as we dip below 6 minutes to go, second half. Pena fakes the handoff. Dollison gives him space. He won't let her fly. Goes to the far sideline. Miranda behind the back bounce, knifing his way in. Tried to work it into McLeod. Ball poked away. Ija will steal it away for USF. The Trojans turn it over for the 10th time tonight, just the 3rd time here in the second half. And now Cushingberry walks back to the scorer's table to return to the fun. Mole, high left side, who's been stellar tonight for St. Francis. Ija fakes a 3 and dribbles around the left side of the floor. Inside the arc, right hand back down. Hubbard comes to help. Ija picks at the bounce, still looking for help. Mole up top. Hubbard left him open, and Mole makes him pay with a 3. Mullen missed his first 2 threes of the night, hits one here, and finally USF gets their second 3-point shot to drop, and this is a big one as it ties the game at 63. McLeod holds. Their third 3 of the night, I apologize. Dollison hit one earlier. 63-63, 5 to go here in this one. Near side of the floor, Pena fakes the baseline left, got into the paint, now spins that baseline, and a foul comes from behind on McKeeman, I think, who was the one to come help on the double team. Nope, it was on Dollison on a push. Dollison still can't believe it. The 8th one against USF. As Chad Lacrosse for St. Francis gives our referees an earful on the bench across from us. Dollison exits, still looking for an explanation, as Cushingberry will come in to spell him. A 1-1 here for Taylor's C.J. Pena with the game tied at 63. And Lacrosse is still hot across from us. First one from Pena, high arcer, front rim, off the glass and home. 17 for C.J., and Taylor ahead by 1 with another free throw to come for the all-league selection. And Lacrosse is still giving our officials an earful, and he's been warned by our near side official. A swish on the second freebie by Pena puts Taylor ahead 65-63, and CJ's got 18 points. McKeeman, top of the key to Reynolds. With Pena backing up, Mole around the screen has been hot in the second half. Pena switches on the screen, Miranda recovers, Ija fakes a 3 and puts it on the deck with a right hand. Bullying with McLeod, try to go up and under, and if it's on Hubbard, it'll be his 4th. Or it'll be on McLeod. Nope, it's on Hubbard. That's his 4th. He tried to come in with a weak side pressure. He reached in and poked it away. Jason disagrees, but that's Jason's 4th. One more and his night will come to a close. So Hubbard's got to play perfect for the final 4:40. Baher exits for Taylor. Furman comes in to spell him. 2-point Taylor lead. USF with the ball, trying to avoid falling to the team that's a half game behind them in the league standings. Number 7 versus number 8 tonight in the league standings. Cushingberry dribbling time away. Hubbard defends. 8 and 7 to shoot. Cushingberry into the paint. Miranda trying to help. Bodies up and lays it in for 2. Cushingberry with 19 points for USF. He and Mull have been the offense tonight. They've scored 40 of the 65 for USF. Ties the game at 65 with 4:13 and counting here in half number 2. Reynolds guards Hubbard, left side of the floor. Taylor shooting on the basket to our left in white. Miranda to Pena. They leave him open for a 3. He'll step back. Nobody guards C.J. Pena. He'll miss it off the front rim as the 3-point shooting woes continue. And then a foul against McLeod or Miranda will put USF to the line for a 1-1. It'll go on Vincent, his first, and now USF will be shooting free throws. C.J. faked the 3. 2 players went away. Then they faked to go guard him again, and then they went back again, and C.J. just left it short. He's missed his last 4 threes in a row. Taylor takes a full timeout, a 1-1 upcoming for USF as they try to break our 65-all tie with 3:58 remaining here in half number 2.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Some numbers of note to pass along. Mull leads the game in scoring with 21 for USF. He's got a 1-1 upcoming. Taylor's been outscored in the paint 44-34, but they've almost made up for it, outscoring the normally hot-shooting St. Francis Cougars from 3. Taylor's outscored USF from 9 from beyond the arc. 6 made threes to just 3 for the visitors. So both teams in the 1-1 bonus after the first foul against Vincent Miranda. Mull missed his last 2 free throws. Now he's missed 3 in a row, but no one boxes out Ija. And St. Francis is able to regroup with the game level at 65. Miranda will guard Cushingberry with Hubbard with the 4 personal fouls. Cushingberry down the right side of the lane. Tux goes. Miranda knocked it away. Pena trying to get it back. He's able to keep it away from Reynolds. Spectacular defense by Miranda to force a poor shot from Cushingberry, who's 7 of 20 from the floor tonight. 65-65. Hubbard right side of the floor for Taylor. Kicks up top. Pena to give Taylor the lead. Back halfway down and Mull able to poke the ball away on a miss halfway down from Pena from 3. Mull gallops up the near side, goes right into the paint, swings it near side to Ija's, got one of the 3 threes tonight. A straight line drive that's off from the far side of the floor, and it's in 9th rebound of the night for Taylor's Jason Hubbard. A rebound away from his 6th double-double of the year. Ball loose, ball poked away to the baseline. It goes, it'll hit the baseline. McKeeman was right there and didn't pick it up as Ija was collapsed down along with another teammate on Pena, who's slow to get back to his feet. But the ball was rolling and it hit the white baseline a nick before. McKeeman could put his hand on it, and the ball will stay with Taylor with 19 seconds on the shot clock and 3:07 to go in the game, and the game tied at 65. Miranda, Furman, Hubbard, Pena, McLeod, the Taylor 5. Miranda, far sideline, baseline inbounds to Hubbard. Handoff, fakes handoff to Hubbard, goes up for a monster 2-hand dunk as he spun around Reynolds. Another 20-point game for Hubbard, his 8th in his last 9, and the Trojans regain a 2-point clearance. And a drive here on Cushingberry as Miranda got him on the floor. That'll be the second one on Vincent. Number 8 against TU, and more free throws coming here for USF. Will it be 2 or will it be a 1-1? St. Francis averages 20 free throw attempts per game. It'll be a 1-1 here, so this will be attempt number 18, and Cushingberry would love to get to attempt number 19. He's got to make this one, though. He's been great from the line tonight, but he misses this one long off the back rim, and there's the 10th rebound of the night for Jason Hubbard. Second miss from Cushingberry, and it comes at a crucial moment. Could have tied the game at 67, and now Taylor has an opportunity to extend their 67-65 lead with 2:40 and counting here in the second half. Furman runs right into Mull, who poked it away. Hubbard's going to get back. He's got to be careful. Mull will lay it in easily to tie the game at 67. 23 for Jalen Mull, 4 off of his career high, as he just baited Furman and stole the ball with ease. 2:23 and counting second half. Game level at 67. Furman far side. Mull, one of the top thieves in the Crossroads League. Showing it why there. Hubbard drives right side of the lane, turns the corner, try to thread it through the Pena, too far for him, and McKeeman's able to steal for USF. Taylor turns it over for the 11th time tonight, 4th time in the second half. And now St. Francis with an opportunity to regain a lead with 2 minutes exactly remaining here in the contest tonight. Cushingberry hands off to Ija, and now Mull with Hubbard defending. Mull in, spins beautifully. Right-hand layup was too strong as it rolled off the back rim, and Pena's got the double-double. 10 rebounds to go with his 18 points. A whirling dervish move from Mull, and just had a little bit too much juice as it rolled off the back rim. 67 all with 95 seconds left to go second half. Taylor trying to knock off the number 24th team in the country. Pena left side high, thinks about taking Ija to the rack. Moves in, right-hand layup, muscles it home for C.J. Pena. A slight hesitation, bullied Ija to the rack, snuck his way underneath and laid it home with a right hand, left side of the rim. 69-67 Taylor with 85 seconds left to go here in the contest tonight.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Taylor takes the full timeout after Pena snakes his way to the rim. 11 in the second half, another big second half for CJ. He's got an even 20. And he gives Taylor a 2-point advantage with 1:25 remaining here in the second half. St. Francis still has all 4 of their full timeouts left. Taylor with just 1 full timeout left, and that's it. Each team has 8 team fouls to their name. Cushingberry, Moll, Ija, Reynolds, and McKeeman, their starting 5. Here's Cushingberry near side. Taylor in the man-to-man defense. Moll's been stellar here in the second half with 13 of his team-high 23. Pena switches. Hubbard comes out underneath, slips it down to Ija, right block, double team, kick out to Cushingberry near side. 68 seconds left with 12 to go. Cushingberry drives on Miranda, spins it off the rim, no good, but Reynolds there for the offensive rebound for St. Francis. The shot clock, though, did not reset, even though Moll hit a 3 from the high left side. So they'll have to reset the shot clock, and the game remains a 2-point clearance in favor of Taylor with exactly 1 minute left to go here in the second half. 9th offensive rebound for St. Francis tonight. Reynolds great in that category at about 2 per game, and it's a big one right here. So the shot clock to 24, no make it 16, with exactly a minute left to go here in the second half. And Taylor ahead by 2 against number 24, USF. Cushingberry has it far side after the Moll inbounds pass far sideline. Miranda will defend Cushingberry. Out to Moll, high left side against Hubbard with the 4 personal fouls. Moll weaving with 7 and 6, 5 and 4. Moll turns the corner, goes up, a floater, no good, and it's a charge! A charge against Moll! After Pena gives their Trojans the lead, he draws the charge on Moll with the shot clock dwindling down. Moll's third, and Taylor gets the ball back with 46 and 3/10 of a second remaining in regulation. Timeout for St. Francis. Pena with 2 monstrous plays the last 2 times down the floor to put Taylor up by 2 and then to draw the charge on the hard flying Moll. Taylor with the ball with a 2-point lead, 46 and 3/10 of a second left to go in this one.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Three full timeouts left for St. Francis. Fun one from here inside Odell Arena tonight. 2-point Taylor lead, both teams in the 1-and-1 bonus. Miranda, Hubbard, Pena, Furman, McLeod, the Taylor 5. Moll, McKeeman, Cushingberry, Ija, Reynolds, the 5 for St. Francis. Taylor's got to go the full 94 feet, so St. Francis will apply pressure. No one will guard the inbounds pass from Vincent Miranda. It's on the near side of the floor, looking for help. Hubbard got free. He floats it to the center jump circle, and Hubbard hauls it in. Let's see, there's about 15 seconds between game and shot clock, so USF should get the ball back. Taylor with a 2-point lead here. Miranda between the circles, bouncing far side of the floor outside the arc to Pena. Directing traffic now off to Furman. Rips it away from Moll. Down the lane goes Furman. Kicks it the block left, and waiting for the charge was McKeeman, and he took it from Furman. Furman upset with himself as he went flying down the lane. Waiting for him was McKeeman, and the Trojans, after drawing a charge on the other end, get one against them here. And that will give USF the ball back with 26 1/10 of a second left. Shot clock turned off. Full timeout on the floor for St. Francis. They have 2 left, and they trail by 2. We're back with the final 26 1/10 of a second after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
.26 1/10 of a second left. St. Francis will take it all the way from the backcourt to the front court. Their starting 5 remains on the floor. Mull, McKeeman, Cushingberry, Ija, and Reynolds. USF down by 2, 69-67. Miranda will walk into the backcourt to apply light pressure along with Furman. McLeod, Pena, and Hubbard, the other 5 for Taylor. Shot clock turned off. USF will try to tie or win the game here down 2. Cushingberry up top, flips out to Mull. Trying to take Hubbard to the rack, kicks out to McKeeman with 15 to go in the game. Now Cushingberry, left elbow pitch back. Mull thought about a long 2, goes. A traveling violation against Mull as Hubbard was right there. Hubbard's pumped as Mull, who had done no wrongs in the second half, commits his first one here. And Taylor will get it back with 11.3 to go, leading by 2. Whew. Mull was open from the mid-range, passed it up, and that passing up hesitation will draw the travel. Taylor will take their last time out. It's a full. When they come back, they'll inbound the ball on the far sideline in the backcourt in front of the St. Francis bench, leading by 2, 69-67, with 11 3/10 of a second remaining against number 24 St. Francis, the team that is a spot ahead of them in the league standings, 7th versus 8th.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Taylor out of timeouts. They lead 69-67, trying to knock off the number 24 team in the country, as both of these teams trying to avoid losing their 4th out of their last 5th game. Each team snapped a 3-game losing streak Saturday, but more importantly for Taylor, a win tonight would put them above St. Francis for 7th place in the league standings, as USF comes in a half game ahead of the Trojans. Full court press as McLeod will get it in far baseline in front of the USF bench. It's him, Furman, Pena, Miranda, Hubbard, McKeeman, Reynolds, Ija, Mull, and Cushingberry, the 5 for USF. Reynolds guards the inbounds pass. They get it into Hubbard in the backcourt. 9 and 8, picks up his bounce. Jason spins, looking for help, throws it to the front court. No one sees Miranda with 4. He'll dribble away time with 2 and 1, and that's how it ends. The Trojans knock off number 24 St. Francis. Did they foul Miranda? How much time is left? They're going to put .2 back, and Miranda will take 2 free throws here. Or .6. So Miranda can ice it here. An 80% free throw shooter. Just 1 of 9 from the floor tonight. 0.6. It'll be Cushingberry with his 4th foul, 10th one against USF, but that doesn't matter right now. 0.6. Taylor leading by 2. 2 free throws for Miranda. First one. Perfect. 3-point Taylor lead. And this to ice it. Got them both. Clean on both of them. 4 for Miranda. Taylor leads by 4. 0.6 seconds left. It's not going to matter. Mull will just heave it from 3/4 court. It'll be an air ball, and the Trojans upset number 24 St. Francis by a final tie of 71-67. Second ever win for Taylor head coach Josh Andrews over St. Francis. Huge win for the Trojans with big plays down the stretch by multiple TU players. We'll take a break and come back with a fun Ivanhoe's postgame show after this. Taylor wins, defeating number 24 St. Francis, 71-67 from here inside Odell Arena. We're back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show after this, here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Yeah, our first year doing Day of Giving was an incredible success last year. We were able to raise over $60,000 that went directly to our individual programs. And that's been the goal of it from the beginning, is giving our alumni, parents, supporters a chance to give directly to the teams that have impacted their lives. So we're hoping for an even bigger day this year and even more participation. I think I was pleasantly surprised at just the number of people who gave. Not everybody is writing a massive check, and we know these are difficult times, but just to see the number of people, the number of young alumni that gave anything. They gave $5, they gave $50, they gave any amount of money, and I think it just, for all of our coaches, I think I speak on behalf of everyone to say we're just proud at the engagement and the number of people that just wanted to be involved. And we have some competitions here in the department of the highest percentage of alumni that give. We have a bonus for those sports, and I think that's what it is. It's just instead of kind of asking at different times or having people send stuff at random times, it's like, hey, let's just pick a day and let's ask people to be a part of it, and it's something we can all do together.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 5 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $150, all the way up to the Trojan MVP level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
back inside, and now emptying Odell Arena. Taylor wins tonight, their second win in a row, and their first win over a top 25 team this year as they knock off number 24 St. Francis by a final of 71-67. Taylor led by 6 at the break, 39-33. It was an interesting start as the Trojans fell behind 6-zip. Then they scored the next 6 in a row, and actually scored the next 9 in a row to go up 9-6. They eventually had a biggest lead of 9 in that first half, and they would lead by 6 going to the break. It would be Jason Hubbard who led the show in the first half. He had 13 points. Taylor built a biggest lead of 10 in the second half, outscoring USF 6-2 to start that second half off, 45-35. And then the two teams would just go back and forth after that, trading the lead back and forth, seesawing back and forth. Taylor usually in the lead for most of it, going up 51-49, then having it tied, then going back up again. The game would start to kind of turn, however, when the Trojans would go up by 3, 61-58. McLeod got an offensive rebound after Taylor had gone up by 4. He got an offensive rebound, ripped it away from a couple USF players, put Taylor up 61-58. Taylor got another basket to make it 63-58 to go up by 4. USF would tie the game at 63 on a three-point basket. The Trojans again would see the game tied at 65-65. As we pull up the full play-by-play, here is an Antoine Cushingberry layup with 4:23 to go in the second half to go 65-65. Cushingberry had a shot blocked after Taylor missed on the other end. Jalen Mole missed a free throw that would have given USF the lead. Ija got the offensive rebound. Pena blocked the Cushingberry shot. And then it'd be Jason Hubbard with a driving layup or a shot in the paint to put Taylor up by 2, 67-65. USF would tie the game at 67 on another Jalen Mole fast break layup as he was stellar in the second half, and USF did everything they could to attack Jason Hubbard after he got his 4th personal foul in that second half. But then it'd be the C.J. Pena show in these last couple of possessions. C.J. would knife his way in with 87 seconds left after getting a defensive rebound, was able to serpentine his way around Ija, and he'll play it up and in to put Taylor up 69-67. He would block a Cushingberry shot and then would also draw a charge against Antoine Cushingberry to put Taylor to the other end. The two teams would trade charges. Then a traveling violation would be against Jalen Mull with 11.3 seconds left. And that would be just about it. The Trojans broke the full court press by USF. Miranda would be fouled with 0.6 seconds left. He would hit the 2 free throws to give Taylor the final 4-point margin. Taylor shot for the game 44%, 27 of 62, just 6 of 26 from three-point range for 23%. But the Trojans were money from the line, going 11 of 12 for 92%. St. Francis came in as the best three-point made team in the conference at 11 per game and 228 on the year. Tonight, they had just 3. 1 for 11 in the first half, 2 for 8 in the second. And the normal cast of characters, they have a multitude of three-point specialists. McKeeman's second-best percentage in the Crossroads League was 0 for 5 tonight. Cushingberry, who was 43%, no slouch, was 0 for 4 tonight. Their threes are made by Jalen Mull, who makes just 30% of his threes this year. Ija, just 28%, made 1. And Lance Dawson, who is a great three-point shooter at 41%, 10th in the league, made 1 as well. But that was it, and that was all for USF from the three-point shooting department tonight. Taylor had 2 in double figures. Both got above 20 points. It was Jason Hubbard with 21 points, 13 in the first half. He was 8 of 15 from the field, 1 of 3 from the arc, and 4 of 4 from the line. C.J. Pena put together another stellar second half as C.J. scored 11 of his 20 in the second half. Back-to-back 20-point games for Pena on 8 of 17 shooting, 1 of 6 from 3, and 3 of 4 from downtown, including the go-ahead basket tonight. The Taylor bench was stellar tonight. They outscored the USF 17-5. 6 points for James McLeod in a starting role, 5 for Gavin Yoon, and 5 for Caden Furman, all in the first half. 3 for Keegan Owen, 2 for Jeff Clayton, and 2 for Aaron Hahn against his former team. Playing but not scoring tonight was Grant Niehaus is in the box score, but he did not play tonight. So everyone that played for Taylor scored. Zach Baher had 3 points on a 3-point basket early on in the second half, and Vincent Miranda had 4 points. Struggled to shoot tonight, did Vincent. 1 of 9 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. But his field goal, a layup early on in the second half, and then the 2 free throws to ice the game to give Taylor the 4-point margin, were his 4 points tonight. For St. Francis, the 24th ranked team in the land, they had 3 in double figures, with 1 getting above 20 points. Jalen Mull had a game-high 23 on 10 of 17 shooting. In the second half, Mull went 6 of 11 to score 13 after halftime. 19 for Antoine Cushingberry, their top scorer on the year, but he took a ton of shots to get there. Took 21 shots, made 7 of them to get to his 19 points tonight. And 12 for Jeffrey Reynolds, 4 in the second half on 5 of 8 shooting for the big man Reynolds. Dan McKeeman, who averages 11 points per game and shoots 48% from 3. He leads USF in threes made and three-point shooting percentage tonight, 0 for 5, no points, all on threes. 8 points for David Ija, no points for James Anderson. 2 for Conlon Martin, 3 for Lance Dollison on a 3. Playing but not scoring tonight were Garrett Atlarge and Brayton Bailey. Taylor had the edge in rebounds tonight, 39-31, including 10-9 on the offensive glass. Top rebounders for the Trojans, more double-doubles for them. 5th double-double of the year for Jason Hubbard with an even 10 boards. Pena had an even 10 caroms as well. Top rebounders for USF, 3 of them had 6, Reynolds, Mull, and Ija. Taylor assisted on 13 of their 27 hoops, USF on 12 of their 26. Leading the way for Taylor tonight was Vincent Miranda with 4. He leads Taylor in that category on the season. And the top assist man for St. Francis, their second leading assist man, Cushingberry, led them with 5. Mull had 3 assists but 4 turnovers tonight. Cushingberry 5 and 2. Both teams turned over 13 times tonight. Taylor 6 times in the second half, USF 5. That led to 7 St. Francis points and 3 Taylor points. The Trojans had 8 blocks this evening, 3 apiece for Hubbard and Pena. The 3 blocks for CJ are a new career high, besting his career high tying that he had on Saturday. Just 1 block for USF tonight. That was by David Ija. 8 steals aside tonight, 2 apiece for Clayton and Furman. 8 steals for USF, 3 for Jalen Mull, who is second in the Crossroads League in steals per game. Other numbers to note to pass along. No one made more than 1 3 for Taylor tonight. The threes were made by Hubbard, Pena, Baher, Owen, Yoon, and Furman. And no one made more than 1 3 for St. Francis tonight. Mull, Ija, and Dollison. With the win, Taylor moves to 10-8 on the year, 4-6 in the Crossroads League, but more importantly, they now get the half-game lead over USF as USF falls to 3-6. The Trojans also have the tiebreaker right now before they meet up again in a couple of weeks. Taylor now 5-2 here on the home floor this year. USF falls to 7-3. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. Taylor has won their last 2 after dropping 3 straight. The other good news for the Trojans tonight comes from the other scorers around the league. Just 3 other league games going on tonight. Spring Arbor, which is playing non-conference games for the majority of the rest of the year, they lost by 18 to Concordia. The other league game is Indiana Wesleyan and Mount Vernon Nazarene. The Wildcats win 83-70. And with that loss, that moves Mount Vernon Nazarene a half game ahead of Taylor in the Crossroads League standings. And Huntington did not play tonight, so that moves Huntington into sole possession of 5th. They are at home Wednesday against Bethel. The Trojans a half game back of Mount Vernon Nazarene for 6th in the league standings, as with the win tonight, Taylor jumps over St. Francis for 7th place in the Crossroads League. More stellar performances for Hubbard and Pena. Where have you heard that before? Pena with another strong second half, pushes the Trojans to their 2nd straight win, as they sit at 10-8 and 4-6 in league action, now in 7th place in the Crossroads League standings. Taylor back at it to finish up their 3-game homestand. That will come up Wednesday at 8 o'clock. When they take on Goshen as part of the men's and women's basketball doubleheader here inside Odell Arena. With fans still limited, we have Your Seat for You coming up on the Trojan Sports Network. The women's game will start at 5, an hour earlier start than our normal midweek doubleheaders to try to get everyone out of the gym, get everyone out, and then get all the men's fans in and the men's teams, social distancing, all that good stuff. So that's why the women's game will start at 5. The men's game will start at 8. So if you need something to do on Wednesday, we've got something for you. The Taylor women try to bounce back from just their 4th loss of the year and just their 3rd league loss, and their first loss to someone not named Marion or Concordia. So it fell to Huntington on Saturday. They're back here Wednesday at 5 against Goshen, and then the men take on Goshen as both teams look for the season sweep over the Maple Leafs. Their 2 games up in Goshen felt like an eternity ago. That was a part of the doubleheader the Tuesday before Thanksgiving last year, which does feel like it was about 5 years ago. Either way, we'll be here on Wednesday for you. Coverage will start with the women's game about 4:45. The men's game will follow about 20 minutes before that 8 o'clock tip time. And normally what happens with these doubleheaders, normally the men's game kind of gets pushed back a little bit because the women's game might run long. But with that hour in between, you got a pretty good bet that men's game is going to start right on the nose at 8 o'clock. The Trojans will go for their third straight win, and with some help, they can move up to 6th place in the league standings in a week's time. Tonight, they're in 7th after knocking off number 24 St. Francis by a final of 71-67 from here inside Odell Arena. Special thanks to our fantastic crew tonight, Abby Goebel on the computer, and our cameraman, as always, is Josh Fenwick. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Cameron Andry. Once again, our final score from here inside Odell Arena, Taylor upsets number 24 St. Francis, knocking off the Cougars with a final of 71-67 to move to 10-8 on the year, 4-6 in the Crossroads League, and they are now in 7th place in the league standings with a half-game lead over this St. Francis club. This has been a presentation of Taylor Men's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. We'll talk to you Wednesday before Taylor and Goshen lock horns at 8 o'clock with the women's game starting before that at 5 p.m. Good night from Upland, Indiana. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.